My dad demanded I attend my sister's wedding, threatening to cut my tuition. They had no idea I secretly graduated top of my class and made six figures. My sister Amber's name flashes across my phone screen for the 7th time in an hour. I watch the device vibrate against the granite countertop of my downtown Seattle apartment, the sleek surface reflecting the afternoon light filtering through floor-to-ceiling windows. 23 floors up and 1,000 miles from the split-level Colonial, where I learned that silence was safer than speaking. I hover my finger over the decline button. Again. The phone finally goes quiet. 3 seconds later, an email notification appears. Subject line: Your sister's wedding, final warning. My stomach clenches as I open it, the words blurring together except for the final paragraph. Amber's wedding is the most important event of her life. Be there, or we're done supporting you through school. Your mother, and I mean it this time. No more tuition. No more allowance. Figure it out on your own. I let out a breath somewhere between a laugh and a sigh. My father, Richard Whitmore, still thinks he's holding the purse strings. Still believes his money is what got me through the University of Washington. Still has no idea who I actually am. A voicemail notification appears. I press play and set the phone on speaker. Michaela Grace Whitmore. His voice fills my minimalist living room, commanding as a courtroom judge. I don't know what game you think you're playing, but this ends now. Your sister's wedding is in 2 weeks. The pre-wedding celebrations start this weekend. If you can't put aside whatever petty grievance you have for Amber's special occasion, then you can kiss your college fund goodbye. Your mother is beside herself. Call me back. Immediately. I cross to my closet and pull out a black portfolio case from behind my winter coats. Inside, protected by acid-free sleeves, is my diploma. The gold embossing catches the light. Michaela Grace Whitmore, Bachelor of Science in Data Analytics, summa cum laude, Class of 2022. 3 years hidden. 3 years of letting them believe I was struggling through community college courses while living in their guest house. 3 years of freedom they never knew I took. My phone buzzes. Mom this time. A text. Please call. Your father is getting impatient. Amber needs you. I glance at my wall calendar. Amber's wedding extravaganza sprawls across 14 days in aggressive red marker. 2 weeks of ceremonies, parties, photo sessions, and performative family unity, all for the golden child's perfect day. I tap open my banking app out of habit. The balance stares back, $147,382. More than enough to never need their support again. They just don't know it yet. A memory surfaces, sharp-edged and familiar. 4th grade. I'm clutching my report card with 6 perfect A's, practically vibrating with pride as I burst through the front door. Mom sits at the kitchen island, flipping through a Southern Living magazine. She glances up, nods once. That's lovely, honey. Her eyes are already back on the page. That same evening, the living room erupts in celebration. Dad hoists Amber onto his shoulders, parading her around like she's won the Olympics. She's 7, clutching a participant ribbon from the school's spring talent show. Did you see her up there? Dad's face glows with unmistakable pride. Natural stage presence. She's going to be something special, Helen. Mark my words. I sit on the bottom stair, invisible, my perfect report card folded in my pocket. 8th grade. The Regional Science Fair. I place first for my project on water purification systems. The trophy is almost as tall as I am, and Principal Morrison shakes my hand with genuine enthusiasm. Your parents must be so proud, she says warmly. I nod, swallowing around the hollow feeling in my chest. The 2 empty seats in the auditorium tell a different story. They're at Amber's dance recital across town. She performed for 90 seconds. They talked about her incredible artistry for 3 weeks. Senior year brings the thick envelope I've been dreaming of, acceptance to the University of Washington with a full academic scholarship. My hands tremble as I read the letter in my bedroom, tears of relief and joy streaming down my face. I bring it downstairs during dinner, heart hammering with hope. Mom's forehead creases immediately. Seattle? Michaela, that's so far away. Dad doesn't look up from cutting his steak. We've discussed this. You're staying local. Community college for 2 years, then maybe state. End of discussion. But it's a full scholarship. Amber would feel terrible if you went to some fancy school, while she's just starting at Cascade Community College. Mom reaches across to squeeze Amber's hand. We are a family. We support each other. Amber looks at me with something I can't quite read. Is it guilt? Relief? She says nothing. That night, I make my decision. If they won't see me, then I'll become completely invisible. On the outside, I'll give them what they want. The compliant daughter who stays close, stays small, stays out of Amber's spotlight. But inside, I'll build something they can't touch. 2 weeks later, I bought a Greyhound bus to Seattle with everything I truly care about packed into 2 suitcases. Behind me, I leave a carefully constructed paper trail: community college registration, fake apartment lease near campus, a part-time job at a local bookstore that I'll actually work remotely. My parents think I'm 20 minutes away, living their approved life. I'm actually 2 hours north, living in a dorm room at UW, about to start the life I earned. Now, standing in my apartment with their demands echoing in my voicemail, I return to my desk. The surface is organized chaos: laptop, 3 monitors, design notebooks, and the framed photo of me at graduation. Alone. No family in sight. Just me, my roommate Sarah, and Professor Andrews, who believed in me when my own parents couldn't. I trace my fingers over the diploma one more time. Michaela Grace Whitmore. Product Analyst. 6-figure salary. Invisible no more. My laptop glows as I pull up the airline website. My fingers move with purpose across the keyboard, booking a first-class ticket home. Time they finally see me, I whisper to my reflection in the darkened screen. I pack my designer luggage with precision, tucking the diploma between layers of carefully chosen outfits. A smile spreads across my face as I imagine their expressions when they finally learn who I've become. The rental car, a sleek Audi that I paid for without thinking twice about the cost, crunches over the familiar gravel driveway. I park behind a delivery van overflowing with cascading white roses and hydrangeas. My childhood home has transformed into something from a wedding magazine, with ivory fabric swags draped across every surface and string lights waiting to illuminate the evening festivities. Mom opens the door before I can knock. Her hair is colored a precise shade of honey blonde, styled in soft waves. Not a strand out of place. She's wearing linen pants and a crisp white blouse, casual for her, which means more thought went into it than most people's formal wear. Michaela. Finally. Her hug feels rehearsed. Too brief, too stiff, like an actress hitting her mark. We were beginning to think you'd actually skip your own sister's wedding. She steps back, eyeing my luggage. I hope you're ready to pitch in. We are drowning in last-minute details. Inside, the house smells of vanilla candles and fresh paint. Wedding planning has colonized every available surface. Sample invitations, seating charts, fabric swatches, and color-coded schedules cover the dining room table. Dad emerges from his study, reading glasses perched on his nose. He's in his weekend casual uniform, pressed khakis and a polo shirt with the country club logo. He doesn't hug me, just nods over the clipboard he's holding. Good. You're here. He thrusts the clipboard into my hands. These programs need to be folded by 4 o'clock. The welcome bags for out-of-town guests need to be assembled. Amber has specific instructions for both. Don't deviate from them. I just walked through the door maybe 90 seconds ago. Dad, I literally just. And now you have something useful to do. He's already turning back toward his study. The caterer needs final numbers by tonight. Make yourself helpful for once. The words land with practiced precision. For once. As if my entire existence has been one long exercise in failing to contribute. Michaela. Amber's voice rings out from upstairs. Oh my God, finally. She appears at the top of the stairs, phone pressed to her ear, one hand gesturing dramatically. No, I specifically said the centerpieces should have ranunculus, not just roses. This is literally ruining everything. She's wearing yoga pants and an oversized sweatshirt that says bride in rose gold letters. Her blonde hair, the same shade as Mom's, though Amber's is natural, is pulled into a messy bun that somehow looks deliberately styled. She spots me and holds up one finger in the universal gesture for wait. Do you understand that this is the most important day of my entire life? She's saying into the phone. Every single detail has to be perfect. Every single detail. I set down my luggage and wait. And wait. Amber paces the upstairs hallway for another 3 minutes, while I stand in the entryway like hired help waiting for instructions. Finally, she ends the call and descends the stairs. She air kisses near my cheek, careful not to actually make contact or disturb her makeup. Thank God you're here. The caterer is threatening to quit. Mom is absolutely useless with the seating chart, and nobody seems to understand that I cannot have Aunt Patricia sitting anywhere near the Hendersons after what happened at the country club. She links her arm through mine, pulling me toward the dining room. Come on. I need your help fixing this disaster. It's nice to see you too, Amber. She either doesn't hear the edge in my voice or doesn't care. Jordan is planning this surprise for the reception, and I need to make sure it coordinates with the timeline. He's being so secretive about it, which is romantic, but also incredibly stressful because what if it conflicts with the cake cutting? Jordan. My fiancé, Mom supplies, appearing with a tray of cucumber water. Jordan Taylor. You'll meet him at dinner tonight. He's absolutely wonderful. Such a successful entrepreneur. Tech startup founder, Amber corrects with obvious pride. Jordan is revolutionizing the remote work software industry. His company just closed a Series B funding round. The way she says it sounds rehearsed. Like she's repeated this description dozens of times, polishing it to maximum shine. Jordan Taylor arrives at precisely 6:30, carrying an expensive bottle of wine and wearing a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. He's handsome in the generic way of men in stock photos. Strong jawline, carefully styled dark hair, expensive watch that he adjusts frequently to make sure everyone notices it. The mysterious sister. He grips my hand too firmly, his smile widening. Amber's told me so much about you. Computer science genius hiding out in the big city, right? Data analytics, I correct. Product analyst, actually. Right. Sounds intense. He releases my hand and immediately shifts his attention to Dad. Richard, I was reading about that new municipal development proposal. Interesting implications for property values in the district. And just like that, I'm dismissed. Invisible again. During dinner, Jordan dominates the conversation with stories about his startup, his investors, his vision for disrupting the industry. Dad hangs on every word, asking questions about market penetration and scalability. Mom smiles and nods, clearly not understanding half of what's being said but performing support anyway. Amber watches Jordan with the kind of adoration usually reserved for celebrities or saints. I take a sip of wine and decide to test the waters. So which venture capital firms led your Series B? I ask during a rare pause. Jordan's smile freezes for just a moment. We are keeping that confidential until the official announcement. NDA restrictions, you understand. Of course. And your company's based here in town. We are distributed, he says smoothly. Remote first culture. I've got team members in Austin, Denver, Portland. That's the future of work, right? Geography becomes irrelevant when you have the right technology. I nod slowly. What's your current user base looking like? Must be substantial if you're closing Series B funding. We don't typically discuss specific metrics publicly. His tone remains pleasant, but there's an edge underneath. Trade secret concerns. Dad shoots me a warning look across the table. Michaela, not everyone wants to be interrogated about business during a family dinner. I was just curious. It's fine, Jordan cuts in, his practiced smile firmly back in place. She's just being thorough. That's a good trait in your field, right, Michaela? Attention to detail. There's something in the way he says it. Not quite condescending, but close. Like he's patting a child on the head for asking a cute question. After dinner, I volunteer to help clean up, more to escape the living room than from any domestic inclination. In the kitchen, I stack dishes and listen to Jordan's voice carrying from the other room, still holding court. Mom joins me, picking up a dish towel. He's wonderful, isn't he? He's very polished. She looks at me sharply. This is your sister's happiness, Michaela. Whatever you're thinking, keep it to yourself. Amber has finally found someone who appreciates her. Don't ruin this. I haven't even said anything yet, and I'm already the villain. Later, searching for spare tape in Dad's study to help with the welcome bags, I notice paperwork spread across his desk. My analyst brain can't help but catalog what I see: refinancing documents for the house, dated 3 weeks ago. The property that was supposed to be nearly paid off now carries a substantial second mortgage. A sick feeling settles in my stomach. I'm about to leave when I hear voices from the adjacent dining room. The door is slightly ajar, and I freeze at the sound of my mother's worried tone. Richard, are you absolutely certain about this? A second mortgage on the house? That's our retirement security. Helen, you don't understand investments at this level. Dad's voice carries his usual confidence, but there's an edge of defensiveness underneath. Jordan has guaranteed returns of 18 to 22%. Guaranteed. Do you know what kind of growth that represents? But $40,000 is an investment in our daughter's future, in our family's future. Jordan's startup is going to be massive, and will be ground floor investors. This is how wealth is actually built. My hand tightens on the door frame. And your sister's inheritance. Mom sounds close to tears. Helen, another $35,000. Richard, that's everything she left us. Which will be worth 3 times that in a year. Dad's tone sharpens with impatience. Maybe more. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Jordan is giving us special access because of Amber. Do you want to be the one to tell our daughter we don't believe in her fiancé? That we don't support her future? I back away from the door slowly, my mind racing. Second mortgage, $40,000. Inheritance, $35,000. All going to Jordan's guaranteed investment opportunity. Every alarm bell in my analyst training is screaming. You seem distracted, Amber says the next morning as we stuff tiny organza bags with lavender sachets and chocolate truffles. Is this too boring for your big city brain? I tie another ribbon, forcing my hands to remain steady. Just thinking about Jordan seems charming. She lights up immediately. Isn't he? I can't believe he picked me. Out of everyone he could have, he chose me. The phrasing makes my stomach turn. He picked me. As if she's a prize he selected rather than an equal partner he fell in love with. How did you two meet? At a networking event at the Riverside Hotel last year. He was giving a talk about entrepreneurship and innovation. I was there with some girlfriends, just being social, you know? Afterward, he came right up to me. Said I had the kind of energy he wanted in his life. She sighs, still clearly replaying the moment in her mind. We've been inseparable ever since. And you've met his family? Her smile falters slightly. His parents are overseas. Business in London. They couldn't make it back for the wedding, but they sent the most beautiful gift. What about friends? Colleagues from his company? Michaela. Her tone shifts, defensive now. Why are you interrogating me? I'm not interrogating. Yes, you are. You've been weird since you got here. Can't you just be happy for me? Just this once. Just this once. As if I've spent our entire lives raining on her parade instead of being ignored in the corner. I set down the sachet I'm holding. Amber, I overheard Dad and Mom talking last night. About Jordan's investment opportunity. Her face closes off immediately. That's none of your business. They're mortgaging the house. Mom's using Aunt Carol's inheritance to invest in our future. Jordan is giving them an incredible opportunity. Most people would kill for this kind of access. She stands, scattering lavender across the table. You're jealous. You've always been jealous of me, and now you can't stand that I'm getting married to someone amazing. I'm concerned. You're jealous, she repeats, her voice rising. You can't handle that for once. I'm the one with something you don't have. I'm the one everyone's paying attention to. Mom appears in the doorway, drawn by the raised voices. What's going on? Michaela is trying to poison me against Jordan. Amber's eyes are already filling with tears, her signature move since childhood. She can't stand seeing me happy. That's not, I start, but Mom cuts me off. Michaela, honestly. Can you go 48 hours without causing drama? This week is about Amber. The unfairness of it steals my breath. I'm trying to protect them, and somehow I'm the problem. Dad appears behind Mom, his expression already hardening. What's this about? I have concerns about Jordan's investment opportunity, I say, forcing my voice to remain level. The returns he's promising don't align with realistic market projections. I've worked in financial analysis, and the numbers. Oh, here we go. Dad's sigh is heavy with theatrical patience. The expert has arrived. I'm not claiming to be an expert, I'm just saying that guaranteed returns of 20%. You don't understand high-growth startups, he interrupts. This isn't about your little spreadsheets and corporate reports. This is real entrepreneurship. Real innovation. Dad, please just listen. No. The single word cracks like a gavel. You listen. Your sister has found someone who values her, who sees her potential, who wants to build a future with her. If you can't be supportive, then you can leave. The front door opens before I can respond. Jordan's voice calls out cheerfully. The reinforcements have arrived. I brought breakfast sandwiches from that place Amber loves. He rounds the corner into the dining room, coffee tray balanced in one hand, white bag in the other. His smile dims slightly as he takes in the tense scene. Everything okay? Fine, Dad says immediately, his anger transforming into hearty warmth. Just some wedding planning stress. You know how it is. Jordan's eyes find mine, and for just a second, I see something flicker across his face. Calculation. Assessment. Then it's gone, replaced by his trademark charm. Michaela. He sets down the food and extends his arms like we are old friends. I was hoping to catch you. I wanted to get your take on something. Professional to professional. I cross my arms. What's that? The investment opportunity your parents are participating in. I'd love to walk you through the financials. Show you why I'm so confident in the projections. His smile is open, friendly. I have a feeling once you see the actual data, you'll understand why this is such a unique opportunity. It's perfectly played. Reasonable. Transparent. Exactly what someone with nothing to hide would say. I'd appreciate that, I reply carefully. Excellent. He claps his hands together. How about this afternoon? I'll bring my laptop, show you everything. Full transparency. Dad beams like Jordan just offered me a kidney. See? That's how you handle questions. Like adults. With open communication. 2 hours later, Jordan and I sit at the kitchen table. He's pulled up multiple browser windows, sleek presentations with graphs and projections that look professionally designed. So as you can see, he's saying, gesturing at a revenue projection chart, we are positioned at the intersection of 3 major market trends: remote work adoption, AI-enhanced productivity tools, and subscription-based business models. Our growth trajectory reflects the convergence of these factors. I study the charts. They're impressive. Almost too impressive. Can I see your actual financial statements? Audited numbers. His smile doesn't waver. Those are confidential until our official Series B announcement. Investor protection protocols. I'm sure you understand. Who's your auditing firm? We use a specialized firm that focuses on tech startups. They understand our unique accounting and every answer sounds reasonable. Every answer says absolutely nothing. And the guaranteed returns you're promising my parents, how can you guarantee those when market conditions are variable? It's not a guarantee in the legal sense, he clarifies smoothly. More of a conservative projection based on our current trajectory. But I'm confident enough in the model that I'm comfortable using that language informally. Our metrics support it. Can I see those metrics? Again, confidentiality. Right. Investor protection. We look at each other across the laptop. His smile remains pleasant, but his eyes have gone cold. You don't trust me, he says finally. It's not a question. I don't trust anyone who can't show me actual verifiable data when they're asking my family to invest their life savings. Your family, he repeats slowly, has made their own informed decision. They believe in me. They believe in what Amber and I are building together. The question is, why don't you? Because I've seen this before. Charismatic founder, impressive presentations, promises of guaranteed returns, but no actual documentation. It follows a pattern. His expression hardens just slightly. What pattern would that be? Before I can answer, Amber bursts into the kitchen. There you guys are. Jordan, we need to finalize the rehearsal dinner seating. And Michaela, Mom needs help with the flower arrangements. The moment breaks. Jordan's warm smile returns instantly as he closes his laptop. Duty calls. Thanks for the chat, Michaela. I hope I addressed your concerns. He hasn't addressed anything. He's just gotten better at dodging them. That evening, I corner Mom's sister in the back garden while she's checking on the flowers she contributed for the wedding. Aunt Carol, I say quietly, do you know anything about Jordan? About his background? She glances toward the house, then back to me. Her expression is troubled. I've tried to raise concerns with your mother. She won't hear it. What kind of concerns? The Henderson's son lost his entire savings last year to an investment opportunity. Promised guaranteed returns. The man running it was very charming, very polished. He disappeared 3 days before he was supposed to marry the Henderson girl. My blood runs cold. Do you remember his name? Something with A.J. Jason? Jacob? It was in the local paper, but your father dismissed it as gossip. Aunt Carol. Mom's voice calls from the house. We need your help with the table arrangements. My aunt squeezes my hand. Be careful, honey. Your father doesn't like being questioned. That night, I lie awake in my childhood bedroom, now converted into a guest room with no trace of the girl who used to live here, and stare at the ceiling. Every instinct I have is screaming that Jordan is a fraud. But I have no proof. Just patterns. Suspicions. The kind of red flags that would make any analyst pause, but that a family desperate to believe in their golden child's happiness will happily ignore. I pull out my phone and start researching. Jordan Taylor. Remote work software. Series B funding. Startup founder. Nothing comes up. No company website. No TechCrunch articles. No LinkedIn profile beyond a sparse page with no connections and vague job history. I search deeper. Variations of his name. Similar business descriptions. And then I find something. A news article from 18 months ago. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Local woman loses $50,000 to investment scam. The photo accompanying the article shows a man who could be Jordan's twin. The name is different, Justin Taylor, but the face, the smile, the story, it's identical. My hands shake as I screenshot the article. Then I keep searching. 3 more articles. 3 more women. 3 more investment opportunities that vanish days before scheduled weddings. The names change. Justin Taylor. Joseph Turner. Jackson Thomas. But the face? Always the same. I have proof now. Real, documented, undeniable proof. The question is, will anyone believe me? I print everything at a 24-hour office supply store at 2 a.m. Articles. Screenshots. Police reports I found in public records databases. Credit fraud alerts. By dawn, I have a folder 2 inches thick documenting the man my sister is about to marry. Except his name isn't Jordan Taylor. I spread the evidence across the dining room table at 8 o'clock, before anyone else is awake. Coffee brews in the kitchen. I'm going to need it. Mom appears first, still in her bathrobe. She stops short when she sees the papers. What is all this? Sit down, Mom. Please. Michaela, we have a million things to do today. The florist is coming at 9, and... Mom. My voice stops her. Sit down. This is important. She sinks into a chair reluctantly, eyeing the spread of documents like they might bite. Dad emerges next, drawn by the unusual tension in the air. Then Amber, and finally Jordan himself, looking casually perfect in designer athleisure wear. Morning, everyone. His voice is cheerful. Big day of wedding prep. Huh? I brought those fabric samples you wanted to see, Amber. Before we get to that, I say, my voice steady despite my hammering heart. I need to show you all something. I begin with the Cedar Rapids article. Then Denver. Then Spokane. I walk them through each case methodically. The promises made, the money taken, the sudden disappearances. This is the same man, I say, placing the photos side by side. Different names. Same face. Same pattern. Same con. The silence is deafening. Jordan's expression shifts through several microreactions: surprise, concern, understanding, before settling on wounded confusion. It's masterful. This is. I don't even know what to say. He runs a hand through his hair. Michaela, I understand you have concerns, but this is clearly a case of mistaken identity. I have a common face. These photos. Are you? I interrupt. Same bone structure. Same mannerisms. There's even a mole in the exact same place on your left jaw. He touches the spot unconsciously, then catches himself. People have moles. The pattern is identical. I pull out a timeline I created. Each relationship lasted 8 to 12 months. Each time, you, or whoever this is, got engaged quickly. Started requesting investments from the bride's family 3 to 4 months before the wedding. Then disappeared 2 to 3 days before the ceremony. This is insane, Amber breathes. But she's staring at the photos. It gets worse. I pull out the financial documents. Dad, Mom, you've put $75,000 into Jordan's investment opportunity, right? Dad's face darkens. That's private family business. The second mortgage on this house. Aunt Carol's inheritance. Your retirement savings. I meet his eyes. All of it went to Jordan. Just like the money from these other families went to Justin and Joseph and Jackson. That's enough, Dad roars, slamming his palm on the table. This is your sister's wedding week. Whatever twisted jealousy is driving this. I'm not jealous. The words explode out of me. I'm trying to save you from losing everything. By ambushing Jordan with these fabrications. Amber's voice shakes. With conspiracy theories and photos that could be anyone. I turn to Jordan. If this is mistaken identity, prove it. Show me your driver's license. Your passport. Your business registration documents. Show me anything that verifies you are who you say you are. His expression shifts into something close to pity. I didn't bring my wallet, actually. But Michaela, this is getting uncomfortable. I understand you're protective of your family, but this is beyond. Show me your phone then. Open your LinkedIn. Pull up your company website. I don't have to prove anything to you. His voice remains calm, reasonable. This is bordering on harassment. Michaela, stop this. Mom's voice is pleading now. You're embarrassing yourself. I'm trying to protect you. I spin to face them all. Don't you see the pattern? He's been doing this for years. Moving from town to town, finding successful families with daughters, gaining their trust, taking their money. That is enough. Dad stands, his face purple with rage. Get out of this house. Now. Dad, please. Now. Wait. Amber's voice is small. She's staring at one of the articles, specifically at a photo of a woman standing beside a wedding venue, her face crumpling in tears. This woman, she looks like me. Jordan's mask slips for just a fraction of a second. I see the calculation behind his eyes as he adjusts strategy. Honey. He kneels beside Amber's chair, taking her hands. I know this looks bad. I know Michaela has put together what seems like compelling evidence. But think about us. Think about what we have. Would I have spent the last year building a life with you if I was planning to hurt you? The last woman thought the same thing, I say quietly. Until she woke up 3 days before her wedding to find him gone and her family's accounts emptied. Stop, Amber whispers. But she doesn't pull her hands away from Jordan's grip. I have nothing to hide, Jordan says, his voice full of emotion. Michaela, if you need to see my ID, my documents, anything, I'll bring everything tomorrow. I'll show you my entire life history if that's what it takes to earn your trust. It's a perfect play. Offering proof? Tomorrow. When he'll have time to disappear. Show us now, I challenge. I don't carry my passport everywhere, he says, spreading his hands. It's in my apartment. Along with my business documents. I can go get everything right now if you want. If he leaves, we'll never see him again. I know it with absolute certainty. Don't go, I say quickly. Stay here. Tell me where the documents are, and I'll go get them. His smile is gentle. I don't think I'm comfortable giving you access to my home, Michaela. No offense, but you've made your feelings about me pretty clear. Checkmate. He's boxed me in perfectly. If I insist, I look crazy and controlling. If I let him leave, he's gone forever. You know what? I stand, pulling out my phone. I'm calling the police. For what? Dad's voice is ice. Because someone has a similar face to some con artist? On what grounds? The timing of his arrival in town coincides with. Coincidence. Jordan's voice remains maddeningly calm. Which isn't evidence. The lack of digital footprint for his supposed company. I value privacy. Many successful entrepreneurs do. The investment opportunity with no documentation is a private deal between consenting adults who did their due diligence. Every answer sounds reasonable. Every answer is designed to make me sound unhinged. Amber looks between us, tears streaming down her face. I don't know what to believe. Believe me, Jordan says softly. Believe what we have together. Believe the evidence, I counter. Believe the pattern. Believe that the wedding is in 5 days and his MO is to disappear in 3. Get out, Dad says again. And if you try to contact the police with these baseless accusations, I'll make sure everyone knows that our daughter tried to sabotage her sister's wedding out of pure spite. I look at each of them. Mom won't meet my eyes. Dad's face is set in stone. Amber is crying into Jordan's shoulder. And Jordan. Jordan is watching me with the faintest hint of triumph. I've lost. Okay, I hear myself say. Okay. But before I go, I need you all to know something. I reach into my bag and pull out my diploma. I set it on the table among all the evidence they're choosing to ignore. I graduated from the University of Washington 3 years ago. Summa cum laude. Top of my class in data analytics. I've been working as a senior product analyst at DataCore Solutions in Seattle for the past 2.5 years. I make $132,000 a year. I've never needed your tuition money, Dad. I've never needed your support. I've been completely independent since I was 18 years old. The room goes silent. Mom's mouth opens and closes. Dad stares at the diploma like it's written in a foreign language. Amber's tears stop mid-track. That's impossible, Mom whispers. You've been living in the guest house, working at that bookstore. I paid my roommate at UW to pretend to be me for video calls when you insisted on checking in. I hired someone to work my shifts at the bookstore under my name. I created an entire fake life because you wouldn't let me live my real one. I look at Dad. Because you decided Amber's feelings were more important than my future. You lied to us, Dad says, his voice hollow. For 3 years, you lied. I learned from the best. The words taste bitter. You lied to yourselves about who I was. About what I was capable of. About what I needed. You saw what was convenient, the invisible daughter who wouldn't outshine Amber. So I gave you exactly that. While I built a real life you knew nothing about. I start gathering my evidence back into the folder. And now I'm trying to save you from a man who's about to steal everything you have. But you'd rather believe his lies than trust my truth. So be it. Michaela, Amber starts. I'll be at the Riverside Hotel, I say, cutting her off. Room 412. When he disappears with your money and your dignity, you can reach me there. I'll help you file the police reports. I'll help you try to recover what you can. But I won't watch you walk into this disaster. I pick up my diploma, leaving the folder of evidence on the table. Oh, and Dad? You don't need to cut off my tuition. I bought myself a house last year. 3 bedrooms, paid in cash. That's what your invisible daughter has been up to while you've been obsessing over your golden child. Jordan's voice follows me to the door. Michaela, I really hope you can find peace with. Save it, I say without turning around. See you never, Justin. Or Joseph. Or Jackson. Or whoever you really are. I walk out the door, my head high, my heart breaking. Behind me, I hear Amber's voice, small and uncertain. Jordan, why did she call you those names? I don't stay to hear his answer. The Riverside hotel room is nicer than I need it to be. Riverview, king bed, minibar I'm not touching. I sit by the window watching the sunset paint the water gold and wait for my phone to ring. It doesn't. Not that night. Not the next day. Instead, I get a single text from Mom at 10:47 p.m. You've always been jealous of your sister. This proved it. Don't contact us again. I should feel something. Anger. Hurt. The familiar ache of being unseen. Instead, I feel numb. I order room service and open my laptop. Old habits die hard. I dive deeper into Jordan Justin Joseph Jackson's history, tracing the pattern back further. 7 towns. 7 women. 7 families destroyed. In Sacramento, he was James Thompson. The bride's father had a heart attack when he discovered the money was gone. In Portland, he was Jeremy Turner. That family lost their business. The earliest case I can find is from 9 years ago in Boise. Jonathan Thomas. The bride, Sarah Henderson, gave an interview to a local paper 6 months after he vanished. He made me feel special, she said. Like I was the only person who mattered. When he disappeared, it wasn't just the money. It was knowing that nothing about us was real. That I'd been a mark all along. I find Sarah on social media. She's rebuilt her life, married now, with 2 kids, working as a middle school teacher. I send her a private message. Hi Sarah. My name is Michaela. I believe the man who scammed you 9 years ago is about to marry my sister. Can we talk? She responds within an hour. We video chat at midnight. Sarah's face is kind but tired, like someone who's learned hard lessons early. The wedding is in 3 days, I tell her, showing her photos of Jordan. That's him. Her voice is flat with certainty. Older, but him. Same smile. Same mannerisms. How much has he taken from your family? $75,000 so far. Plus whatever he's planning to take from the wedding gifts. She closes her eyes. I tried to warn the next woman. After Denver. I found her through news articles and reached out. She called me crazy. Said I was just bitter and jealous. 2 weeks later, she was calling me back, crying, asking how I'd known. My family won't listen to me. They never do. He's that good. Sarah leans closer to her camera. But here's what I learned. He always leaves a trail. Bank accounts, money orders, wire transfers. The money has to go somewhere. If you can find where, you can give the police something concrete to investigate. How do I do that? Does your family do their banking locally? I think of Dad's study, the paperwork scattered across his desk. First National Bank. They've been with them for 30 years. And I'm guessing Jordan encouraged them to wire the money somewhere specific. An investment account. He set it up for them. Sarah's expression turns grim. Which means he has access. Michaela, you need to get to that bank. Tomorrow. First thing. Before he has a chance to move the money. We talk for another hour. She walks me through everything. The warning signs she missed, the methods he uses, the way he disappears. Always in the morning. Always by 7 a.m. Always taking everything he can grab before he goes. He'll drain any account he has access to, she warns. Wedding gift fund, family savings, anything. The day before the wedding, he'll say he needs to handle some last-minute business. That's when he runs. I thank her and end the call. Then I lie awake, staring at the ceiling, watching the hours crawl past. At 6 a.m., I'm dressed and in my rental car. At 7:05, I'm walking into First National Bank as soon as they unlock the doors. The manager, Patricia Brennan, recognizes me from my teenage years. Michaela Whitmore. My goodness, you're all grown up. Are you in town for Amber's wedding? I need to speak with you privately. It's urgent. It's about my family's accounts. Her smile fades. I'm not sure I can discuss. Please. I lean across her desk. My family is about to be defrauded by the man my sister is marrying. I have evidence. And I think he's been moving money through accounts here. Patricia studies me for a long moment. Then she nods and closes her office door. I show her everything. The articles. The police reports. The pattern. Sarah's testimony via email that she's agreed to provide. These accounts, I say, pointing to the investment account details I found in Dad's paperwork. Can you tell me if there's been any unusual activity? I really shouldn't. Please. The wedding is in 3 days. If he follows his pattern, he'll empty everything tomorrow morning and disappear. She turns to her computer, types for a moment, and her face goes pale. Oh no. What? Your father's investment account. There was a wire transfer scheduled for tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. The entire balance. To an offshore bank in the Cayman Islands. My stomach drops. Can you stop it? Not without your father's authorization. He set it up himself. Or? She looks at me carefully. I'd need evidence that the transfer is fraudulent. I pull out my phone and dial Sarah. Can you email the bank manager right now? Your police report. Your statement. Everything. Already done, Sarah says. I'm CCing the detective who handled my case in Boise. He'll vouch for the pattern. Patricia's computer chimes with incoming mail. She reads quickly, her expression growing more concerned. This is enough, she says finally. I can flag the transaction as potentially fraudulent. It'll freeze the account pending investigation. But Michaela, your father is going to be furious. Let him be furious. At least he'll still have his money. She makes the call to the fraud department. I listen as she explains the situation, references the police reports, flags Jordan's account access as suspicious. When she hangs up, she looks exhausted. It's done. The account is frozen. Nothing can move in or out without direct authorization from your father and a fraud investigation clearance. Thank you. Will you tell your family? I think about Mom's text. Don't contact us again. I don't know if they'll listen. But I have to try. I drive to my childhood home with Patricia's printed bank documents in hand. Real, tangible proof that Jordan scheduled a transfer to disappear with their money. The house is quiet when I pull up. Too quiet. No delivery trucks. No wedding planner's car. No sign of the controlled chaos that's consumed the place all week. I knock. No answer. I try the door. Unlocked. Hello? I call out, stepping inside. The dining room is exactly as I left it yesterday, my folder of evidence still on the table. But now it's been opened. The articles are spread across the surface. Someone has been reading them. Michaela? Aunt Carol emerges from the kitchen. Her eyes are red. Oh, thank God. I was about to call you. What's wrong? Where is everyone? Your mother is upstairs with Amber. Your father is in his study. And Jordan. She takes a shaky breath. He left. This morning. Around 7 a.m. Said he had a business emergency. Took his suitcase. The timeline clicks into place with sickening clarity. He tried to execute the wire transfer. Found it blocked. Ran. Where's Amber? Her room. She's been crying for hours. She found something on Jordan's laptop. He left it charging in the guest room last night. I take the stairs 2 at a time. Amber's door is closed. I knock softly. Go away, she says, her voice thick with tears. It's Michaela. Can I come in? Silence. Then, the doors open. She's sitting on her bed, surrounded by wadded tissues, still in her pajamas. Her eyes are swollen nearly shut. On her lap is a laptop I don't recognize. He forgot this, she whispers. It was in the guest room. I was going to bring it to him, but it was unlocked. I saw his email. Michaela, there are messages. From other women. Dozens of them. Going back years. I sit beside her carefully. Can I see? She turns the screen toward me. The email account is open to a sent folder. I scroll through messages that make my skin crawl. Love letters to women named Jessica, Jennifer, Julia. Promises of forever. Plans for weddings. Each conversation ending abruptly on the same timeline, days before the ceremony. There's more, Amber says hollowly. She clicks to a folder on the desktop labeled Documents. Inside are scanned IDs. Driver's licenses in different names, all with Jordan's photo. Business cards for companies that don't exist. Scripts, literally written scripts for how to respond to common questions, how to deflect suspicion, how to build trust. There's a spreadsheet tracking his investments by city. Sacramento, $45,000. Denver, $67,000. Spokane, $52,000. My family is listed at the bottom. Ridgemorne, $75,000, pending. I didn't believe you, Amber says, her voice breaking. You showed me everything, and I didn't believe you. I called you jealous. I let Dad throw you out. And you were trying to save me. I don't say I told you so. I don't say anything. I just sit beside her while she cries. Eventually, Mom appears in the doorway. She looks 10 years older than she did yesterday. The police are here, she says quietly. They want to talk to us about filing a report. I'll come down with you, I say to Amber.